I just have a couple of questions to ask you.
Sure, sure, Ramesh.
There is this oft debate about, uh, and of course it is controversial. Some researchers say that human beings only consume about 10% of their intelligence or the potential of the brain, while recent researchers are questioning that myth or the belief. What is your opinion about that? How much do you think an average human being is able to, realize his potential? Is it 10% or is it 90%, or where do we stay there?
Okay, good question. But let me clarify that a lot of this research has been said as far as the brain is concerned.
Right.
Now, brain is something that is different from, example, the mind, and brain is different from unleashing true potential.
Right.
Because that plays some role, but it's obviously, as we know now, that there are other forces besides the brain. So I firmly believe that even if you have only 10% of the brain being utilized, but if you ensure that through what we talked about, all the other areas, the soft skills, the attitude, the time management, the stress management, then all that will help you to unleash your further potential. So that 10% then can become, for different people, 20, 30, 40, it doesn't matter. Frankly, those numbers and statistics, I often believe sometimes that what counts, sometimes you can't measure, and what you sometimes can measure does not count.
Right.
Okay. So I would prefer that we don't get normally stuck into that 10% or 5%, whatever the research shows, because they've done their own research in different ways. I would prefer that we keep on improving ourselves and make ourselves a better version of ourselves today than we were yesterday.
Right.
And if we keep doing that on a regular basis, that is probably the best way to unleash, because it's going to be different strokes for different folks. Everybody will not be able to do, what each other can do. But comparing yourself with yesterday and doing and improving yourself through some of these areas, example, the West I talked about, would be a great starting point.
Great one. I think that that puts to end to that myth that potential just intelligence and only intellect. There's much more beyond intelligence and intellect when it comes to human potential.
Absolutely.
The next question I have is again a very a debatable one, oft asked about: is potential innate, born within us, or is it something which you acquire over a period of time?
Yeah, I mean, all human beings are born with potential. Now, the question is, how do you manifest that inborn potential? That varies depending on so many factors, right? Of course, your genes play a part, your upbringing plays a part, your teachers play a role. But I believe that the biggest role is the person himself or herself. Because let me quickly give you an example. There were two children of a particular father, and that father was a drunkard. Now, when that father was drinking, two different things happened. And in fact, these two boys, and this is a true story, they were twins. Okay. And one boy kept looking at that father and saying, and sort of imbibing that this is the way I will also be. And he started with this little bit of drinks and ultimately also became a drunkard. But the other one said, okay, I've seen what's happening with my father. And I take a decision now that I will not follow his footsteps at all. Now, what happened? What happened? So if it was inherited, twins, both of them should have behaved in a similar manner, but it did not. Because God always gives us the power to choose our response and reactions to any situation. If we choose wisely, I often say life is a series of decisions, and the quality of our decisions will influence the quality of our life, period. And therefore, every day we need to reflect on what decisions we took during that day, at an individual level, at a team level, at the organizational level, what helped us and what hurt us, what moved us further and what took us back. And unless we spend a little few minutes, it doesn't take much time. But human beings, sometimes we don't tend to reflect. We feel that, okay, things are happening. That moment of reflection, minutes, which if we can invest even anywhere from 1 minute to 5 minutes every day, amazing results can happen.